Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of April 28th. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates, and if this reading doesn't speak to you, go check out your other two signs videos for deeper messages. So, Leo, we are coming to a full moon on the 1st. It's going to be in Scorpio. The very next day, we have Mercury moving ahead into Taurus. So we are breaking up all of this Aries energy that we are in. We are still in heavy Aries mode until Mars leaves its sign, and that won't be till the middle of May. So it's going to be a minute. On that too, Beelzebub is what the Celtics put as the beginning of summer. It's basically the halfway point between the equinox and the solstice. So yeah, connecting to your season of the year, the summertime, yeah? And let's see what that means for you this week, because we're still in an earth sign season. I'm going to use the Sedona tarot deck, or the Sedona deck, it's not tarot. Let's see, these were gifted to me, and they're one of my favorite decks. Let's see right here. Okay, I can't pronounce it. Boynton Canyon Viewpoints. And so this card came up for somebody before you. Viewpoints is about, let's see. You can see here on this card, we can either be standing here by this tree, we could be down here in the river access point, we could be up at these foothills or on the very top. You can be a whole bird scouring all the viewpoints. It's just up to you, Leo, on how you want to perceive things. And so it's been a theme this week of, you know, if you want a positive outlook, you have to choose it. Happiness comes from within. So Leo, that is the advice for you, is that while, yeah, we don't promote toxic positivity, you do have to also choose to see that in the world for it to be there. Okay. And you're coming from a place of Juniper, stand strong. And yeah, like this is you. You're just rooted in wherever you've been. Juniper's also a nicer, fluffier desert plant, as most of everything that is in this deck is going to be cactus or aloes. But juniper is a very protective tree, but it is in how much it spreads. And it doesn't need protective sharp needles. It has some of the softest needles that you have in the coniferous trees. So yeah, it's softly protecting yourself. So Leo, you've never had to be the assertive fire sign. Because yeah, you're versus an archer and a bull. You being Leo the lion doesn't have to really do much to assert dominance. Your presence is what asserts the dominance in this space. So good for you. Mingus Mountains, indirect source. And so you're connecting a lot to this earth element season that we are in. And so why it says indirect source is the Mingus Mountains have all of these valleys and things around. And so there is no clear direct trajectory of, like, say here, this is obviously where the river flows. There is a lot of different systems that stem into all these little valleys and peaks. And so while you're being shown to have different viewpoints in the first card, this card is also saying that you might get help from unlikely sources or just indirect sources. I don't know what that means for you and what scheme of life it's going to be, but it could be even like today I got a piece in the mail about something that I could really use. And so you just never know. It could be an indirect conversation you have with a coworker offline. It could be through a friend of a friend. You don't know. The sources are endless at this time, right? Okay, so your last one, you have so much earth in your reading this week. So that is what you're working with. You've got Cathedral Rock, strength and beauty. And so this is somewhat a centerpiece in the Sedona landscape. It is one of the vortexes. And so that is you, Leo, as a person being, ruled by the sun. You're always this central force. And so what looks nice for you this week is, Taurus season is a lot gentler than Aries season, even though we still have a lot of Aries influence. You just being the magnet to everything in your life. You just have to think things into the world and you will attract those things to you, is what this week is alluding to. But that warning of, you can also attract things that you don't want into the world. So, Leo, really doing your best maybe every day to clear your head, start off with a meditation, clear everything out, and then, work towards more positive things that you want to bring into the world. And then you will start to see them magnetize to you versus having to, magnetize things you don't want. Yeah, that is what Sedona has for you. But I'm going to pull one more card. It's a fairy card. So remember that the fairies like treats. And if you feel so inclined, go leave them a little snack somewhere out in nature, or maybe a little pretty stone. Let's see what the fairies have for Leo. Spiritual teacher. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Yeah? So here you go, Leo. This could be a career path that you are already on of doing it, but I don't like using the word career path because, right now there is a huge marketing of spirituality, and it has never been something that was very commodifiable because really it's not something to capitalize on. It's something that is just intuitively felt. If you look at, say, like Buddhist monks or even monks of old days when they didn't have to worry about, monks don't pay taxes or anything. Buddhist monks really are donation based. So that is a thing about, if you're going to be a spiritual teacher, if you want a spiritual lifestyle, it's not necessarily something that you commodify. But that's one thing, is it is a lifestyle. It's you choosing. If you're choosing a spiritual path, you are just walking those lines of wanting a better humanity, a better world that you leave. So Leo, wherever that leads you, you already are that magnetic force. So if you are a spiritual leader, teacher, you've already got people coming to you. And don't worry about, as long as you feel safe and secure and you have enough to survive, you never have to worry. As long as you'll be fed in different ways if you choose that path. Yeah, that is what I have for you this week, Leo. I hope that helps. I do hope that you are able to anchor into that magnet that you are for that abundance around you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.